Oh boy, folks. Oh boy. Okay. All right. This is going to be a video. Okay. Before I start, any die-hard Pete Alonso fans, you might want to tune out. Just let's say that off the top. So the Mets today, they lose they lose 8-2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. This weekend against the Pittsburgh Pirates, we went 2-2. Before that, against the Nationals, 2-2. So since the Astros series, we had 8 games against subpar teams. Thus far, a team that is supposedly fighting, scratching, clawing for a playoff spot is 4-4. We've had some blowout games where we got demolished, some bullpen controversies, some instances where our pitchers were pulled out early. We've had some coaching mistakes, some situations where our star players have not come through. So in our last run of 8 games, it has been immensely disappointing. Shout out to Christian Scott today. Decent performance. I can't really say anything too negative about Scott. Today he pitched 5.2 innings, 2 earned run, 3 strikeouts. Not bad. I don't want to put too much pressure on our young players. God only knows how much pressure we have on our pitchers right now, our starting pitchers. So much pressure on them because obviously we got no bullpen. But alas, that is not the focus of today's videos. Okay? It's not the focus. Before we get into today's focus and get into some bit of controversy, everybody subscribe, all you Met fans, baseball fans, stay tuned. Okay. And also, too, I want to do something new. I want to be a little more structured right now. How the Mets trending? Are we a buy? Are we a sell? Are we a hold? Let's pretend like the Mets are a stock. So right now, in the short term, the Mets are 4-4 over the last week since the Astros series. I would say right now, if I had to make a determination based on the way we're playing, we are a sell. Why is that, you ask? Maybe we should be a hold, not a buy, not a sell because we're 4-4. The bottom line is these are teams in the Pirates, these are teams in the Nationals that if we aspire to be a competitive playoff team, we have to beat. Okay? We've sank a long way since a week and a half ago. The Oh My God night, Jose Iglesias, when he sang that song and we won against the Astros, we have sank quite a ways. Now let's talk about the what this video is about. And this video is about none other than fan favorite, Pete Alonso. Homegrown Pete Alonso. Now, he just made the All-Star game. Our lone All-Star. Oh, congratulations, Pete. Congratulations. I know Pete's happy. Pete declared that he's going to be in the home run derby. He wasn't sure what was going on. And, he just wanted to make the All-Star game and then declare that he was going to be in the home run derby. Yay, good job. Another notch in his belt, his 4th All-Star appearance in his career. And, for him, it's another thing on his resume at the end of the year. But I'll tell you what, folks, this is statistically the worst year of Pete Alonso's career. And I'll tell you, I do not think, in terms of whether Pete deserves it or not, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve it. I think it's as simple as that. Does he deserve it on a whole, or does he deserve it when you compare him to the other players in the team? I think that there are many different arguments you can make for why this is a bad thing for our only All-Star to be Pete Alonso. When you really look at this, the effect that Pete Alonso has had this year on winning, I think has been minuscule. In terms of WAR, wins above replacement, I believe he's 5th or 6th on our team in WAR. So there's 4 or 5 other guys that have a higher WAR. That's one thing. In terms of play, there's about 5 guys who I believe are obvious picks for playing better than Pete. I know that's not how All-Star voting goes, but yeah, you got guys and the impact on winning JD Martinez, Francisco Alvarez, Mark Vientos, Brandon Nimmo, and Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor has got the shaft, immensely. And Francisco Lindor, his offensive game has been on par. His defensive game has been there. I mean, it's just a shame. And I was looking at a statistic. They said that out of the top 10 WAR guys in the National League, Francisco Lindor, who's in the top 10 in WAR in the National League, he's the only guy who didn't make the All-Star team. And in 3 of the last 4 years, there was all these statistics about how Francisco Lindor has been snubbed. I would be okay, frankly, if Lindor made the team. I would feel proud. I really would. But it's this. Pete Alonso does not deserve it. Like I said, this is statistically his worst year, and his impact on winning has been nil. I made a video the other day, and I said in games against teams like the Nationals, the Pirates, where we need to get that big hit, where we need our stars to perform, you rely on guys like Pete Alonso. Look in the last 8 games. What has Pete Alonso done? Today, 0 for 4. Saturday, I believe 0 for 4. 1 hit on Sunday. So right there, his last 3 games, he's 1 for 12, 1 for 13. He has had a minimal impact on winning. Saturday, I had trouble watching the game. You just, he was up, bases loaded. It's just failure after failure. Pete Alonso right now, his OPS is under 800. His slugging is in the mid-4s. If you go to Baseball Savant right now, it's embarrassing. Obviously, his fielding is in the 3 percentile, which means 97% of the players are better than him. I mean, there are no really positive statistics other than his bat speed and his barrel percentage. Everything else is under 75%. And I mean, and I'm not trying to bash Pete. I know he has 18 home runs. I know that. I know he's a homegrown Met, but he's a guy expecting to make $200 million, right? And you got to think, is what internal things are at play. Obviously, Pete's a guy who's still going for a contract. Lindor is a guy who already has a contract. What factors are at play that allows Pete Alonso to slide into the All-Star game and be our only Met? Now let's develop this storyline more. How does it play in the clubhouse that you have Pete Alonso who's struggling, who's not coming through, who's not really, in my opinion, earning his paycheck? Now he's the only guy in that clubhouse that gets to go to the All-Star game. How does that make guys who are performing like Martinez, Lindor, Nimmo, those 2 guys specifically, I would be irked if I were them. If I was Nimmo or if I was Lindor, I would be extremely mad that this guy, who I think is really underplaying, it's not like the guy's the best fielder. It's not like the guy's stealing 30 bases. It's not like the guy does other tools. All he does is he's got 18 home runs, right? And then other guys on the team like Nimmo, Lindor, they're not far behind. So it's not like, oh, he's leading the team by 10, 15, 20 home runs. That's not the case. He's not, it's just really tough to take if you're going to go in that clubhouse and you're going to see that this is the guy. Is he the most deserving? Not even close. Not even close. Now, you're in a situation where you have Carlos Mendoza, a young rookie manager who's dealing with the team struggling. Carlos Mendoza not doing well with how he's handling our starting pitchers. Obviously, he's taking guys out a lot sooner than necessary, especially with one of the crappiest bullpens in all of Major League Baseball. Now, I've seen a lot of comments, great comments. For why is Carlos Mendoza taking guys out? Why is Carlos Mendoza not trusting the starters more? And is it data and analytics run amok? Is that it? Especially he's a young rookie manager, so you're relying a little too heavily on the numbers. Is that the problem? Or is it that he thinks the bullpen person or the guy who goes through in the bullpen is the best possible pitcher for that situation, which he's been obviously wrong. Okay, so in terms of in-game management, Carlos Mendoza has left a lot to be desired. That's why we see ourselves at 500. Now, I put most of the pressure, most of the failures on the players because the players have to perform. Okay, now you have Carlos Mendoza, who's not making the correct in-game decisions, and now the only thing he has done good is create a good culture where there's a good positive atmosphere in the clubhouse. Now with this All-Star selection of Pete Alonso being the only lone All-Star, now Carlos Mendoza has an additional challenge to keep the team united, to keep the team together, and to keep the team positive. So that's going to be the big challenge going into the trade deadline. And we're going to go through this. What are the trends? And like I said, right now, if we were a stock, we would be sell. We would be sell right now. So we have to see how it goes in the future. But right now, I'm not happy. I don't think the Pete Alonso All-Star selection helps the team chemistry. I don't think it's deserved. The only person maybe that's halfway decent happy is Scott Boras and Pete Alonso's wife. Those are the only couple people who are happy right now. I just don't think that it sends a positive message. I really don't. I really don't. So, if those are my opinions. I know it may be a bit unpopular. I haven't listened to any radio or shows, so I don't know what anybody's saying right now. So I apologize if anybody's offended, but that's just my take. I still, obviously I'm rooting for Pete. I want Pete to perform, but I am terribly disappointed as of right now, and I feel for the guys, especially Lindor and Nimmo, who deserved it a lot more than Pete right now. So leave your comments. What do you think? Like, subscribe. We still love our Mets. Obviously it's tough to see us lose 8-2 today. We got slapped around, a couple games in the last week. So we got to do much, much better. Christian Scott, good thing. Thumbs up performance. Obviously, our bullpen stinks, so you gotta blow games. All right. Thank you so much. I will speak to you very soon. Have a great day, all.